everyone. Welcome to Educating with Love. I am Mrs. Roman, and we are here to learn how to solve the equations, okay? So we have these equations that include variables, and we don't know what this mystery number is, okay? It's a mystery number. Variable is a letter that's representing a number that we do not know. So here we are. We're on chapter 8 in Go Math, lesson 6. Lesson 6 is jam-packed with all kinds of things. So I would like to I'm breaking it apart. So you'll see there's video part 1 and this is video part 2. So here we go. Check it out. In video part 1, we wrapped it up with a problem that looks like this, where you saw a fraction in front of a variable. That number, that fraction in front of the variable is called the coefficient. And we have this variable W. And this fraction times a mystery number is supposed to equal 40. So let's find out what it is. I tell you that we have to use inverse operations. Right now they are multiplying because they're stuck together, and when a coefficient is stuck together with a variable, they are multiplying. But to be able to solve this, we have to use inverse operations, which means what is the opposite operation? If this is multiplication, what's the opposite? Division. Great. Now the tricky part about this is we really can't divide fractions. We've learned that in the past. So what you have to do is you have to multiply its reciprocal. Multiply its reciprocal. That means flip it and then multiply it. When you flip it, you get its reciprocal. So let's flip the fraction. We're going to rewrite this whole thing. Hold on, I got to grab another color marker. Okay, here we go. 2/5. I'm going to flip it to get the reciprocal. So it becomes 5 over 2. Can you see that marker? That's super light. Hold on, another marker. Okay, 5 over 2. I'm going to multiply that with 2/5. 2/5. W equals 40. Now, whatever I did to this side of the equation, this is technically dividing the equation, I have to do it on the other side. So I'm going to divide the equation on the, divide the fraction on the, not the equation, the fraction on the other side. So how do I divide fractions? I flip it and then I multiply it, okay? So here we go. I'm going to times 40 by 5 over 2. But what's up with this 40? Is this 40 a fraction? No, it's not. How do you change it to a fraction? You just put a little 1 underneath. So let's do that. Put a little 1 underneath. Now I'm ready to rock. Now I'm ready to work. So what's up? This is what happens. This actually cancels out because when you multiply, you get 5 times 2 becomes 10. And 2 times 5 becomes 10. And 10 divided by 10 is just really 1. So you're going to get 1W. So I have W by itself because my goal here, don't forget, my goal is to get W completely by itself to solve this equation. Okay? So now I'm going to multiply here. 40 times 5. What is 40 times 5? I'm like squeezing this space here. 40 times 5? Well, I don't know, Miss Roman. Okay, what about 4 times 5? You know 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Let's put 20 down. And then we're just going to add a 0 at the end. That is 40 times 5. It's 200. Okay? 1 times 2 is 2. Now I have this improper fraction, 200 over 2. What do you do with improper fractions? You divide. Okay, what's 200 divided by 2? What's half of 200? Yes, it's 100. Okay, so W equals 100. Now, how do I know if this is all true? I go back to my original equation, and I would put 2/5 times 100. Okay, let's just do it. Let's see what's up. We're supposed to get 40 as the answer. 2/5 times 100. Put a 1 underneath, since it's a whole number right now. We'll give space here. 2 times 100 is 200, and 5 times 1 is 5. What's 200 divided by 5? 200 divided by 5. I don't know, Miss Roman. Okay, cover up a 0. What's 20 divided by 5? Oh yeah, 4. Okay, 4. Add that 0 you covered up before, and your answer is 40. Yes, my answer is 40. So I did this correctly, okay? Let's move on to the next fraction. I hope you all can see this screen better. I feel like it's like... Okay, next one. Next problem. Here we go. Now we're going to see problems that look like this. There's not a coefficient in front of the variable. Now I have the variable in a fraction. That x is a part of the fraction. So that's different than up here, because up here, The fraction was standing in front of the variable and it was a coefficient and these two were multiplying. But now what is this x doing with this 9? X is being divided by 9. So some mystery number divided by 9 is going to give me 3. So what divided by 9 gives me 3? It has to be a larger number, right? You should know the answer. Think about it. Okay, I'm going to teach you a different way to solve this. So now we have to use inverse operation. Opposite of division is to multiply. So what am I going to multiply? I have to multiply, always start on the side with the variable. I taught you that in video part 1. We're starting the side with the variable. This has an x. This is the 9 next to the variable. I'm going to multiply this 9 on both sides because whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So I'm going to times this side by 9. I'm going to put a 1 underneath to make it a fraction and times this side by 9 over 1. Or just 9 times 9. It's the same thing, okay? This cancels out. This cancels out. Ms. Roman, why does it cancel out? I'm going to show you one time, okay? 9 times x would have been 9x. And 1 times 9 would have been 9. And 9 divided by 9 is 1. So I'm just really left with x. So I got the variable by itself. Next, 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. So x equals 27. How do you verify your work? Okay, take that answer, that solution, and plug it back into the original equation, okay? So 27, if 27, I put it in here instead of x, let's do it here on the side. 27 divided by 9, what is 27 divided by 9? 27 divided by 9 is 3. Yes, we did it right. It's right here, the 3 is right there. Yes. Okay, let's move on to the last example. The last example is m. What is m doing with 3? M is being divided by 3. So some number divided by 3 equals 10. It has to be a greater number. So this is how we solve it algebraically. Here we go. If this is dividing right now, I have to use inverse operation to solve. What's the opposite of division? Multiplication. Yes. So the opposite of division is multiplication. I have to multiply on both sides. What number am I going to use? I'm going to use the number that's next to the variable because I want to get the variable by itself. So I'm going to use the 3. I'm going to multiply 3 on both sides. So I'm going to do times 3 on this side and times 3 on this side. Okay? So when I do times 3 on this side, I'm canceling out the 3's and leaving m by itself. And 10 times 3 is 30. All right, is this correct or is this not correct? How do I know? I put it back into the original equation. I take away m and I put 30 in its place. So if I had m divided by 3, I could put 30 divided by 3 and my answer should be 10. Yes. All right, we did it. Keep practicing. Good luck. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Make sure you write a comment to show what you've learned. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I hope everyone is healthy. I hope everyone is safe.